Hello, welcome to episode 16 of the Never Split Up podcast. We have a very special, quick little episode for you guys. If you follow us, you know we covered the original Scream last week for episode 15. So this time, with the upcoming release of Scream 6, we thought we'd do a quick, fun little video of what we, I guess, like what we want out of Scream 6, what our predictions are. Um, First of all, how you doing, Anthony? What's going on?
Good. It's great to continue this Scream train and
Oh
keeping
yeah.
it going.
Yeah.
I'm so pumped for this movie to come out. We're so
I know.
close. So
I think
close.
I mentioned it last week. As it gets closer, I'm actually getting super pumped too. And
Yeah, it's
I think this has the potential to be one of my favorite Screams. It looks like they're really going to take a big swing with this, and
right.
hopefully it works. But I know you're a Sydney lover. I love Sydney too, but I think they're going to hopefully make up for the fact that she's not in this and just have. I'm hoping Ghostface takes center stage. Really, kind of similar to the way they handled Halloween Kills. How Halloween Kills was Michael's movie. I'm kind of anticipating that for Ghostface. I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah, I've like come to terms with her not being in the movie, and I'm fine with her not being in it as long as she comes back for 7, which I think is going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. How do they leave her out for 7?
There's no way
That's
to end this
that's
trilogy
there's
without
no
the original, without the final
scenario.
girl. You have to bring her back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't even
so
think.
it's going to
I
be
don't even.
interesting though. It's going to be different. This is going to be a little different because we haven't had that before in this whole franchise.
What do you think about my comment about Ghostface? Do you think, or do you think Gale will kind of step in as like the new final girl for this movie,
Okay,
or do you think it'll kind of focus on Ghostface more? Because you know how like I bring up Halloween Kills, how Jamie Lee Curtis, she was in the movie, but she kind of took a back seat. It was more about
right,
like the killing spree. Maybe like
right.
Ghostface goes crazy in the kills for New York. And I guess we'll do like minor spoilers here because I want to talk about the promotional stuff. So if
Yeah,
you're
we
trying
have
to
to. Yeah, we
avoid
have to.
all the posters and all the trailers, I guess stop watching or
Yeah, so
listening.
spoilers for obviously Scream 1 through 5 if we have to like bring
Uh,
anything up from the
yeah,
past.
obviously.
And if you haven't seen the trailer and don't want to, then this is not the video for you to watch either because we're going to
Yeah.
talk about the trailer. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, I think that what you just said, I think that it's still going to, I mean, cuz this trilogy is focused on the Carpenter sisters, so it's still going to be their
Hmm.
story obviously. But what I hope and what I kind of planned out in my head about this, I mean, I'm almost 100% certain we're getting a 7 unless this thing flops, which it's not going to.
Hmm.
Um, I envisioned after Scream 5 came out and Scream 6 was announced that, Dewey got his moment in the spotlight in 5. So I always envisioned as like 6 being Gale's moment getting the spotlight. That doesn't mean she has to die or get killed off,
Yeah.
but it's going to be her moment. And then 7, the only way to end it is to have Sydney back front and center. So I think they're each getting their moment within each installment of the trilogy. That's what I think is going to happen. So I don't think
Hmm.
Gale's going to be the star of this movie, but I think she's going to get more screen time than she did in Scream 5. And she's going to be tagging along with the Carpenters and Kirby a lot in this movie. So I think she's going to have more than, the 10 or 11 minutes of screen time she had in Scream
Yeah.
5 in this movie. I think she's going to be really, really important to the plot. And this is going to be the first movie where she gets her phone call from Ghostface, which I cannot wait because it hasn't happened yet in the entire franchise. So that's
Yes.
going to
Yeah,
be
definitely.
epic.
It's
And I
funny you
want her
say
to have
that.
another chase scene like Scream 2.
Yeah, I think that's like a given. Yeah, that's
I
definitely
hope,
gonna
I can't
happen.
wait.
I mean, you get a phone call, you're gonna get a chase scene, right? I mean, that's yeah. But
And so
I
what I
it's fun.
don't want is I don't want Gale to die. That's what I don't
Obviously,
want. And it's not going to happen because they're not going to kill Gale off in a movie that Sydney's not in because the character it would affect the most would be Sydney. So it's
yeah.
not going to happen. It's not happening.
It's funny you
It's not
say
happening.
the moment, like, Dewey had his moment. Dewey really he really didn't have a
Well, he
lot
had
of
his
screen time either, but he had
the
his
first half of
moment.
the movie was the first half of the movie was really focused on him. It wasn't even like Sydney and Gale weren't really brought into focus until halfway through the movie.
In terms of the trio, I guess it was focused on him, but, I mean,
Well,
I think
well,
they kept the
this whole
focus on
trilogy
Tara
isn't
and
focused
yeah.
on the trio
Yeah.
because it's bringing in the new cast. So I just mean like they're highlighted. Maybe that's a better term.
Hmm.
They're
Hmm.
more highlighted. Like Dewey was more highlighted than Sydney and Gale in 5, and then I think
You're
6 is
right.
really going to be
You're
Gale.
right, but I guess when I think about Scream 5, it's like it's so hard to remember that because he's not in the third act because he obviously gets killed. So like not
Uh,
having Dewey in that
I'm
third
still not
act
over
like
that, by the
really
way.
I know. Me neither, man. I
It's
We can
heartbreaking.
talk about that another time
But
because
he
this is
went
more
out
about
the
Scream
only
6.
way. But he went out like a hero, and
Hmm.
he just wanted to help people, and that's what he did. Oh, I love
Yeah.
Gale. Oh, that's what
I
she said.
yeah. I don't want to
So
talk
we'll
about
get to
Scream
Scream
5 too
5,
much because I
but
didn't really
I
like the way they handled it. But
oh
yeah.
really? Okay, we'll talk
Yeah,
about that eventually.
I didn't
But
like the circumstances, I guess. I don't mind that they
okay.
killed him. I just didn't like the circumstances. But I agree with you. I definitely think Gail is definitely she has to, right? I mean, she's the only legacy character pretty much coming back for
Well,
this
besides
movie.
Kirby, she's like the OG
Oh,
legacy
yeah,
character.
Kirby. Yeah, but OG I'm talking about like original,
Mhm.
for sure.
Yeah, so I think she's gonna get her moment because it's and I what I also want to happen is I really to make room. I envision 7 being Gale and Sydney
Mhm.
left with whatever Carpenter sister is still standing.
Yeah.
Taking
You
we'll get to that,
I was going to
but
say,
we'll
yeah.
get to that. But I think they're really going to be a team because we've never seen. I loved seeing Gale and Sydney as a team once Sydney arrived at the hospital. I just loved that relationship. Like I said, what you said in the episode about Scream, their relationship has evolved. So I think it'd be so badass to have them for an entire movie
It
acting
would
like the
it
sisters
could
that they
happen.
are now. You know
To
what I
your
mean?
point, there's no way they don't kill Gale without
No.
Sydney, like, and without
I
showing
just
Sydney's
I just
reaction.
hope
That's
it's not a cheap way to kill Gale. Like I don't think they you don't need to kill Gale in order to bring Sydney back into the story. That's not
no,
necessary, and it's not going to happen. So I'm not speaking. It's not happening.
no.
But I do think I'm really I also don't want Kirby to die. So I'm asking for a lot.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want Kirby to die because if you think about it, in Scream 4, the last person she was with before she got stabbed by Charlie was Sydney.
Mhm.
So I think it would be a shame to not have them interact again. But
Yeah,
this is a
that's
prediction. I
true.
do think that she's going to have like a hero's death and die in the third act. I think she's a goner. I really do.
Okay.
But it would be a shame for her not to interact with Sydney
So do
again.
you
So I really
think
don't want
there
her
will
to.
be a replacement for Dewey? Do you think someone's gonna replace him for the
Yes.
trio? You think it's
Yes.
gonna
So
be one
we
of the
talked
sisters?
off camera. We talked off camera. So I just think that the new Dewey is Chad. I don't think Chad's dying. I think Mindy's dying in Scream
Oh,
6. Yeah.
okay. So you think Mindy's
Because
dying?
Mindy's dying because Mindy's the Randy and Randy died in Scream 2.
I
And
want
Mindy's
them
going to
to
die in Scream 6.
No, no, that was their biggest mistake, killing Randy. Come on. They have
But
to,
I
like,
also
learn from their
Chad
mistakes.
is the new Dewey because if you remember Scream 5, he's literally brought out on the stretcher the same way as Dewey and he gives a thumbs up
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Dewey did in
yeah.
Scream 1.
I did notice that, yeah.
So I think
Okay,
that they're making us with all the marketing, I think they're like hiding Chad because like oh everyone thinks Chad's going to die, but I don't think Chad's dying. I think
okay.
that Mindy's dying because I think we have to have a new male lead in the franchise going forward and I think it's going to be Chad.
Hmm. I actually disagree with you. I think they're gonna go all female and they're gonna pick Sam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think and to go off that, I think Tara's gonna die.
I do too.
I think
I
Tara's a
don't want her
goner.
to die, but
I think
I think
Tara's a
between
goner.
Sam and Tara, I think that Tara is going to die
I think Tara's gonna die, and it's just gonna bring out that I don't want to say evil, but that darkness in Sam that
within
we
her.
saw in the last movie.
Right.
Yeah, and it's really gonna be a good I don't know, it's gonna play well with Sydney and Gale having Sam in the fold now for Scream
Right.
7. Not
And
to
I
get
don't want
ahead of
Tara to die.
ourselves.
I don't want Tara to die,
I
but I
love
do think
Tara.
she's going to
She's
die.
great.
Yeah.
She's a great scream queen, but that's why she would make an awesome death too. I mean,
Yeah, it's going to be sad. It's going to be
it's gonna be
heartbreaking,
great.
but I think it's
Yeah,
going to happen.
especially not that they would like care about this, but like now that she's so huge, Jenna Ortega, like playing all these different characters like Wednesday and stuff, like it'll be a statement if they kill off Tara.
Right.
Maybe
Yeah.
this brings into my next question. What do you think the opening scene is going to be? You think it's going to be
Okay. I think it's
uh
going I think it's going to be Samara Weaving.
that's like the
I think she's going to be the
traditional
opening.
most
Yeah.
people think it's going to be Samara. Yeah.
But
That
I think
sucks, man. I really
it's
don't
gonna
want
be
it to be
like
Samara.
I know I want her to really
I
because she's
wanted to
such a
interact with
fucking
Sydney, dude.
I know. Well, I just want
Uh,
her to be in the movie because she's so fucking awesome.
well, that too, yeah, like, actually, like, be in the, like, part of the cast.
So
Yeah.
I think it's either she's gonna be the opening kill or she's gonna have like a CC set piece like in Scream 2 that Sarah Michelle Gellar had like, towards the end of the first act. It's gonna be either the opening scene or the first act where she
Mm,
gets it.
yeah.
But I don't think she's gonna be in the movie for the entire
Yeah.
runtime. I think
Maybe
she's
they're throwing us off,
yeah.
though, I mean,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I
yeah.
would be happy,
I would
but I
love it
do
too,
think that she is the
yeah.
opening. Yeah.
Would that be ballsy,
Yes.
though, if they put, Tara in the opening scene again, and this time she
They
actually
can't.
dies?
They can't. No, they can't.
Have her go through 2?
They can't.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I was thinking like maybe they can do a flip in that Gale scene in the trailer is the opening scene, but Gale makes it out and her body, whoever's in the apartment
Oh.
with her, dies. I could think that could be
Yeah,
the
but it
opening
it
too.
it looks are you talking about her phone call?
Yeah,
It
I mean,
looks like that
it's
phone
just a
call is
theory.
coming from within the shrine, though. Didn't it look like
Oh,
that?
really? No, it's in her apartment.
Oh, it is? Oh, okay,
Yeah,
maybe because it had, like,
so
the
I'm
same
thinking maybe
aesthetic.
that could be it because the way she
Okay.
talks, it's like really like you're the 10th dipshit who's tried this. Like it almost seems like a either like it's either like that phone call is either the end of the movie after like they think they've killed
Hmm.
Ghostface or in the beginning of the movie. That's my theory on that.
Maybe
But
it's the beginning, I mean, we need a reason for them to all go to New York together.
right, well, Gail, we have to remember Gail has her talk show in New York, so she's stationed in New
Oh, that's
York.
right. So her apartment is in New York, so we need a
Right? Yeah,
reason for the others to come to Gale, I
yeah.
guess.
I think they're
Yeah.
probably in college or something. They were like, let's get the fuck out of Woodsboro, other small town, and they go to fucking New York. But
Well, then that's
that's
gonna
a
be
good thing
my
you brought this
never
up.
split up moment, because why would you go to Gale's hometown? It's like, dude, get the fuck away from Gale. Like, yeah.
It's better than
Sydney was
going
the
around
smart
Sydney,
one.
I guess. It's because
Yeah.
everyone's after Sydney, so it's better than that. But
I guess,
I'm glad
yeah.
that we brought up New York because what I want from this is I want them to take advantage of the New York setting with some kill set pieces. And I think
Mm,
they're going to just from we got those little hints of that like ladder scene in the apartment
mm.
going across and the subway. I want them to really take advantage of New York. I don't want any Jason Takes Manhattan shit where it's like 5 minutes
Oh,
of
I
them in New
know.
York. I
Yeah.
really want them to take advantage of it and have some awesome set pieces. And I want chase scenes. That's the one thing that we didn't really get in Scream 5. And I want to bring this chase scene back because that's really Scream is known for chase scenes and we need that back. So I really
Mm.
want a few good chase scenes.
I think we'll
Really good
get it
chase
because I
scenes.
think they
Me
hear the
too.
critique. That was one of the major
Yeah.
critiques, and hopefully they'll adjust and they'll put that in. But did that brings me to my next point. Did you see the newer poster, the Times Square poster? It has all the little news ticker tapes. Did
I
you read
did.
those
I,
news
I,
headlines? That's
I
interesting.
didn't because I don't want to spoil myself.
I
But I
think they've
didn't.
done a good job of. Oh, you didn't
Yeah,
read it?
yeah.
Okay, I won't mention it
I
then.
read like the no, you can mention it because I didn't read it. We can talk about it. Yeah, I
No,
didn't,
I
but
mean,
I
if
didn't
you
read it
don't
because I
want to
didn't want to look
know,
too far into
yeah,
it.
no, it's okay. I don't even have them off. I don't even have them
Okay,
pulled up, so I wouldn't know the exact quotes, but it talks about killings in the city, and I
okay,
assume it's Ghostface killings. So there's a theory that I saw that maybe Ghostface is already killing by the time we enter this movie, and then
interesting.
it brings them. So like I don't know how that's gonna play out, but going
Well,
back
let's talk
to
about Kirby. Let's talk about Kirby
I
quick.
was just gonna say that
Let's talk
going back
about
to
Kirby.
Kirby.
What do you want from
Yeah,
Kirby in this movie? I want her
I
to bring up Jill and Charlie 100%. She needs to bring up
I
Jill.
have kind of the opposite of what I want and what I think is going to happen. It's a
Okay.
little bit of a
You know
dual
she's an FBI
prediction.
like agent or something, right? In this movie, you know that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think she is Ghostface in this
Oh,
movie.
I would hate that. I would hate that.
Really? You would hate it? I think she would
Yeah.
make an awesome Ghostface.
I don't want
I just
Kirby to
I
be a ghost. I honestly
I
don't want
love
any
Kirby. I
returning
love Kirby.
character to be Ghostface.
I hear you, and I love Kirby too, and it would be awesome if she was like a final girl and she lived, but it would be pretty badass if she became a very memorable ghost face that gets a cool death at the end. I don't know. I
What's
just
her
like if
motive?
well, her motive is you've seen the trailers
Yeah.
with the shrine and they're obsessed. I think she and this brings in I'm just going to lay it all out there. My theory, and I don't think this is actually going to happen, but this would be cool. I think her and Mark Kincaid are the Ghostface.
No.
Hear me out, bro. They're both detectives. I think they're obsessed with the killings. By working on the case together, they become obsessed, and then
Oh,
they collect all the Ghostface memorabilia, and they become Ghostface.
I don't
I'm
want
just
that. I
saying
don't want
that would
that.
be a
No,
reason for Sydney to come back,
no.
bro.
Do you know what I think? Before we got like the official confirmation that like Nev Campbell is like 100% not in this movie, I thought we were gonna end on a cliffhanger, like a post-credit scene with actually Mark Kincaid getting killed, and then cut to black and Sydney getting a phone call. That's how
um.
I thought we were gonna end the movie.
Oh, and last movie.
No, I thought that's how Scream 6 was gonna end. If they were gonna have her in a little
Oh,
cameo, I thought
okay.
she was gonna be like attacked at her house and like Mark was gonna end up being killed,
Oh,
or
okay.
he was gonna get killed and then Ghostface was gonna call her and let her know, and
They
then
don't
we
really
ended
do
on that
that though
moment.
in Scream
Yeah.
movies. They don't really do that
No,
too
but
much.
that brings me another thing. I want this to be a feel like a complete movie, but I also want there to be a third Ghostface that isn't revealed that gets away. So it's like a
Yeah.
complete movie, but it's also kind of a cliffhanger.
Okay.
I want there
I
to be.
just
I
think
don't want there to be a cult. I don't want a cult of Ghostface. I don't think that's going to happen. People think there's
mm,
going to be like a whole big group of cult Ghostfaces. I think it's too much
yeah.
to do that.
No,
I think
I don't yeah.
three is more than enough. I just want three killers. I want more than two.
Okay.
I don't want. I want three killers, and I want one of them not to get revealed.
Putting your feelings aside, what do you think about like Kirby like motive wise? Like it makes sense that she would like if she's a detective and she's studying the case, you don't think that's plausible? That she would
I
maybe
just
get
don't
herself
know how she
obsessed?
can go from being left for dead in Scream
Hmm.
4 to like turning into Ghostface. I just it's cheesy to me. It's too tacky for me. I don't like it.
Okay.
I don't like
Okay.
it. I think it's
Okay.
more
That's
likely
fine.
that she's gonna. I mean, I think it's more likely she's gonna get killed off in the third act, just as not make it to seven.
If
Unfortunately,
she's gonna that's where kind of my personal feelings come into play. Like where I would want her to, because if she's gonna get killed, I want her to be Ghostface. If that makes sense, I don't want her to just get killed, like not being Ghostface. Like if she's gonna die and not be in Scream 7 and not see Sydney, make her Ghostface.
yeah. I hope she makes it to Scream 7 to see Sydney, but I hope
Yeah,
she
I
also
don't think
another
she
thing I
is.
want is I hope she has a decent amount of screen time. I hope she's not like just
Yeah,
like
I know.
in a few
Like the
minutes.
cameo, I know. Like they just threw her in
Yeah.
there for
So
fanfare. I know.
yeah. So I hope they really
They've
take
done a good
advantage of
job
bringing
with
her back.
that, this franchise.
I
So
don't
I
think that Radio Silence would bring her back after knowing how much like the fans are so happy just to have her like in 5 minutes. But who knows? Another thing I want
who
is
know, yeah.
I want a lot of killing in this movie because we have to make room for Sydney to be front and center in seven. So a lot of people are gonna die. A lot
Yeah,
of people are gonna die.
there's a big returning cast
Yeah,
this time, like the biggest we've ever gotten.
yeah.
Like you mentioned
So I
before,
think
Randy is one of
that
the only to be
yeah,
in back-to-back movies. Like
all
there's a
right,
lot of characters. Can we go through them real quick? You're
yeah.
probably
So the survivors of Scream 5 that are going to be in this movie. So
not
everyone who
including
survived.
Sydney,
Yeah, so literally, I'm gonna
obviously.
everyone except for
Yeah.
Sydney. Unfortunately, it's gonna be Sam Carpenter, Tara Carpenter, Mindy, Chad, and Gale Weathers. There's five survivors
And now we have
from Scream
Kirby. You can
5,
add Kirby.
and now we have Kirby, so
The
that's six
overall
because she
is
survived, and then we have
6.
the crop of new characters. It looks like a pretty stacked cast of new characters too, like a
Yeah.
new friend group. We have the detective. I'm drawing a blank on his name. Oh, he's in a bunch of movies.
I don't
Dermot
remember him.
Mulroney. Dermot Mulroney. He's in a bunch of movies. If you saw his face, you know who he is. But
Okay.
he's the detective. We have Laura Samara Weaving. We have
Yeah.
Jack Champion, Ethan. He was in the new Avatar movie. We have
Mhm.
Liana Liberato. She's in a bunch of horror movies. We have Anika, who I think is playing Mindy's girlfriend. And then we have
I don't
Josh
know who that
Segara.
is.
He's playing Danny. I think he might be a love interest for Sam. But I mean, the list. I mean, we just have a lot of characters. So
Yeah.
I think most of
I
the
think
new like characters
so you
introduced
agree
in this
with
movie
me?
are dead. What?
Do you agree that Ghostface is just going to go crazy and kill a lot of
Yeah,
people?
I
Okay.
think so because I think Scream 7 will be more contained of like
It's going to
whatever
be the
final girls are left to really
Sydney,
just
Gale.
end
It's
it,
going to
end it.
really
Right,
focus. Yeah.
right.
I think it's going to be a much more tamer version. Again, kind of similar to Halloween in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's very tame compared to
Well,
kills.
I
The
mean, it's
Halloween
even like
ends.
they comment on that. Like Randy comments that like sequels always have to be bigger,
Hmm.
bloodier, go all out. So I think they're really gonna go out with this one, especially to take advantage of that setting and how they changed it up so much.
Yeah.
And I think it's gonna be like a nonstop like
I
Ghostface
can't wait.
attacking everybody.
I
And I
can't
do
wait.
think that we didn't talk about like what the meta aspect or what the theme of the movie is gonna be. I think like when you bring in Kirby and the New York of it all, because New York's like one of the biggest cities and it has obviously a huge high crime rate. I'm kind of thinking like true crime vibes, especially with the shrine.
Mm,
So I think they're gonna comment on like all that craze.
like yeah, like the CSI, like True Blood,
Yeah,
like
not
Blue
even that, or
Bloods,
like
like
the ID
the
channel, or like all that shit that
yeah,
people
yeah,
want. Yeah, yeah.
kind of
So I
like
think it's just gonna
okay,
be, but I also don't think they're gonna have time
yeah,
to dwell
but
on
they
like the actual meta of it all because I literally think it's gonna just be a nonstop like chase kill
yeah,
fucking
okay,
bonanza.
yeah, because I've been trying to think about what horror trend they could tackle that's meta, but I couldn't really think of one because even the true crime one, that's not really a horror critique or
Well, but
comment
because
because
everyone's
there's
obsessed
no
with. I mean, everyone like like posts on like, oh, I'm binging whatever Jeffrey Dahmer like
yeah,
true
but it's
crime
not really.
history. So I just
I
think,
guess I
I
guess if
think
you
that
consider
that's
that
gonna,
horror, yeah,
yeah, I think they're gonna like maybe dive into the true crime of it all
like
because
the
we're
TV
dealing with. I
show
mean,
aspect.
I think because of when you go to the shrine, they have like the robes from every Ghostface killer, and we have like
Hmm.
all the outfits. We have Billy's shirt in that shrine. We have like all the
Oh yeah,
killers' outfits in that
don't they
shrine.
have
We
the
have
TV that killed
Tatum's.
Stu? I
Yeah,
think their TV's there. That's great.
I'm happy that you said the TV that killed Stu killed him, but
Well, do you want to talk about that?
not really because it's not happening.
He's alive, bro. No, I'm just
He's
kidding.
not alive. No, he's not.
You really would be pissed off if they
Oh,
brought
I
him
would
back.
if
It's funny
this
because
this
he
would be.
wants to be
Oh,
back.
I
He
know he
said
needs to.
that.
Well, of
And
course.
Matthew
Who doesn't
Lillard
want a
has said,
job? Who doesn't want to work?
I know, I
I mean, I
know.
love Matthew Lillard. I'm not like
Yeah,
I'm not talking
yeah,
down to him,
yeah.
but I mean,
I
who
know.
wouldn't
At
want to
this
be in
point,
the
you're right. It
who
would
would not
cause
want to
so
be in
many
the
plot
biggest
holes.
franchise, like the biggest horror franchise right now? Of course. But yeah, it's plot hole central, and it's just it would ruin the arc of so many,
Yeah,
so everything. He's dead. But do you have any? So one of your your killer prediction is Kirby, or you want her to be the killer?
it's a little bit of both. I'm
Okay.
kind of. It's more of I want her because because my prediction is my prediction is I think she's gonna die,
Yeah.
but I want her to be Ghostface, and that's why she dies.
Okay.
So it's kind of blending the two. I really hope she doesn't die, but like you said, the people got to go, man. They got to go, and if they want to, they have to keep at least one or two fresh faces. They can't kill all the fresh faces. They can't kill
No, I
Tara
think Sam
and
is pretty
Sam
safe.
and
I think
twins.
Sam might
I
be
mean,
safe.
I think Sam
Sam
is
and
safe.
Chad. I think Sam is safe, and I think I do.
Well,
I know you think Mindy's safe, but I think Chad's safe.
you think he's safe? That's a bold statement. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Sam and Chad are like coming
I
out of
don't
this
know if
alive.
Sam is so safe because again, I don't know how much spoiler
Or
you
what if
want to
they
get
do a
into, but
reversal? What if they do a reversal and Tara makes it out, but Sam dies?
well, I was just gonna say I don't know how much you
They're
want to
not
get
killing
into
them
it with
both off. They're not
because I
killing them both
saw
off.
a quote from I don't know if it was the director or someone from Radio Silence said that they asked him about obviously the new movie and they said Scream 5 was for Wes Craven and it was like an
Yeah.
homage to the original,
All right.
but he said this new one is kind of an homage to the entire franchise, which is why they're bringing Kirby back. It's kind of like taking from the sequels.
Yeah,
So
and he also
maybe
said
they
it's a
do
chance for
kill
them to go like
Sam.
all out and do their own thing too. He said
That
that
would
too.
make
It's like
sense
they're
that they kill Sam because Sam has that connection to the original with
right.
Billy obviously being her father, so maybe they do cut ties with Sam and they kind of usher in Kirby and Tara and
Yeah.
I don't know.
So before I saw any promotional stuff, my theory was that it was gonna be Sam dying at the end, saving Tara.
Hmm.
That was my theory before, but now I think that it's gonna be more tragic, and Sam is gonna watch Tara die,
I think
and
so
Sam's
too.
gonna make it. Yeah.
I think so too. Yeah, I think Sam's going to make it. You
So
think she's going to get in bed with another crazy boyfriend? Do the same thing she did last movie?
maybe that
I don't
whatever
know.
that guy's name,
Hopefully she'll learn her lesson.
Danny. But
Yeah.
yeah, I want them. Another thing I want is even though Sydney's not in the movie, they have to mention her. She has to be mentioned at
She will
some
be
point
mentioned.
in the
She has
movie.
to be
Yeah,
mentioned. There's no
because it
way.
doesn't make sense.
They're way
Yeah,
too meta of a franchise to
right,
not mention that the main. They're way
right,
too self aware. Yeah, there's no
right.
way
She's got to be
she's not
mentioned.
mentioned. They have to write that
And
in. So, what do you real quick? What do you think? So, you don't think the Ghostface is going to be a returning character at all? You were saying? You
The
think it's gonna be a
only
new character?
first that's what I don't want it to be a returning character.
Has
I
there
want it to be
ever
a new
been
character.
how many
No,
returning characters really has there been
never,
for Ghostface? Never.
never,
You're s okay.
and I love
Yeah.
that.
Well,
The
maybe
only
they'll
I don't want
change
it,
it up.
but the only returning character I'd be somewhat okay with being Ghostface is Chad or Mindy. That's it. Those are the only one of the
Ooh,
returning characters I'd be
you'd
okay.
be okay with one of those. Ooh,
Like I'm not okay with it, but if I had to choose, it'd be one
if
of
you had to
them.
choose, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm, okay.
It doesn't to me. It doesn't make sense for Tara or Sam. I really don't want Kirby to be Ghostface. That doesn't
No,
make
it
sense
doesn't
to
make
me
sense
either.
for Tara or Sam, that would be
Gale will
completely
never be
I
Ghostface.
would walk out
You
of
know
the
what I mean?
theater. If Tara, Sam, or Gale becomes Ghostface, I would
It's
throw my
stupid. It's
popcorn at the
horrible.
screen, yeah.
So I think the only ones for me that make sense, I
Because
think
they're,
I could
like
see Chad or Mindy because they're
because they
new
have that
and
obsessive,
right,
kinda trait to them. Yeah.
right.
I could
That's the only
s
ones I could see.
yeah, but
And like Chad, we didn't
I have
find
in
out
my
too much
note
about Chad. We didn't find too much about Chad in 5, so like that's
yeah.
the only like I could
Well,
see
that
it
goes
being
against your theory where you think Chad's gonna live unless you think
well that's
the ghost
yeah, I
is
think
gonna live.
yeah. I think
Yeah.
the Ghostface is gonna be 2 new characters, that's what I think.
Okay. Okay.
And then a
Cool.
third one is not gonna be revealed of like who it is.
That'd be interesting. And
That's what I want, and
that
that's
would bring
that
Sydney
then
back into the
right,
fold.
exactly. What I really
Yeah.
want is the movie to end. I'm like, I love the movie to end, and then we get a post-credit scene of just the phone ringing, and then we just hear the phone. Someone picked up the phone, and then the ghost face just says "Hello, Sydney," and then it cuts to black. That's
Yeah.
what I really want.
Yeah.
I get chills just thinking about that. I want that so
So,
bad.
no Woodsboro, this movie.
No
We're not gonna
Woodsboro.
be in
Which
Woodsboro at
also
all.
goes in line
Do you
with I
think
think this is gonna throw a lot of respect to Scream 2, because Scream 2 is not in Woodsboro either. This
no, I know.
franchise gets a
Yeah.
lot of flack for like they don't get out of Woodsboro enough, but the only movies that take place in Woodsboro are Scream, Scream 4, and Scream 5.
Mhm.
So 2
Yeah, I was gonna
and
say
3,
3
yeah.
is all in, like, California and
Hollywood.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Hollywood,
Yeah.
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 So like it does change it
Yeah,
up. They've changed
Hollywood,
it up
because it's all
before,
in
yeah.
California. Yeah.
But
So you
I think
think
it's gonna
Scream
pay
7 will
homage
go
to
back to
2.
Woodsboro? You think
I
they'll
don't
land
even think
it?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's either it's not I
I
don't
don't
think Woodsboro's gonna be the setting for the whole movie in 7.
mm,
I can see them going to wherever Sydney's living, and then maybe
mm,
Sydney will be like, okay, we're either if Ghostface is following her, they're finishing it there, or she's like, you know what, we're going to
yeah.
fucking Woodsboro, we're burning that shit down, we're finishing it. That's what I think.
Burning
But
it down. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's my dream ending for this movie, but it's not
Okay.
gonna happen, I don't think. But
So we're in line that we think Tara's gonna die. Sam's gonna watch her die. I think Sam is gonna be like with Sydney and Gale for the next movie, but that's debatable. We both think she's gonna live. I think
yeah, I think Sam's gonna
what
live.
what
So
we're
yeah, so
saying. Yeah,
let's just do that first about the returning. Who's lived? So Sam's living. We both agree. We both
I
think
think
Tara's
so.
dying.
Yes, Gale
You
has to
think
live.
Gale's living? I mean,
Gale has to live.
I think she might be the only character who's 100%
Plot
safe.
armor. Yeah,
Not even
we
plot
never.
armor, just because it doesn't make sense to kill her in this movie
No.
without
Well,
Sydney.
that's kind of plot armor because
Yeah,
Sydney's not in this movie, so the plot is
but
gonna protect her.
if they do fucking kill her, I will be devastated. I can't do 2 in a row. You cannot do this to me.
Yeah, yeah.
I think no. I think the legacy death is going to be Kirby. Yeah.
So they're gonna
So
continue. They're gonna continue back to back movies. They're gonna have two legacy deaths
yeah, that's what I think.
from like pretty important characters. I mean, Kirby has a pretty big cult
Iconic.
following,
Yeah. Oh, she has a
iconic
huge fan
following.
base.
She's
Huge fan base.
one of my favorites. I know you
I
know
mean
that Scream
that
Four
scene alone.
is up there for me, and Kirby
Yeah.
really
I
fucking.
mean, her
I
scene
love
alone
Kirby.
just like shoots her up to the stratosphere when she's
Yeah.
naming off all the remakes. She's so good
No,
in
I
that
mean
scene. But
it would break my heart if Kirby was
yeah,
Ghostface. I'm not saying that like I totally want that, but if she's gonna die, I'm coming around to the fact that like her having an awesome Ghostface death might be pretty cool. But
it'd be
I
so
hope she
badass to
lives.
see
What do you so you
Samara
think she's
Weaving
gonna
as
die?
Ghostface
Ooh, yeah.
because she could deliver those lines, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
She doesn't even
I'm
need the voice
50-50
changer.
on Kirby. I'm
Me
50-50 on
too.
Kirby because
I'm
half of me
leaning
thinks she's
towards
gonna
death.
make it, but I do like I'm like a little over 50 on her dying. So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, but it won't be till the end of the
I
movie if she
I
dies.
think
It
we're
won't be
just
till the end.
willing it because we want her in Sydney.
I know.
Like
It'd
it
be a
really
shame.
sucks that Sydney is in this movie.
So another question: some people think that either Mindy or Chad are gonna die. What about both of them dying?
I could see that. I don't want that to happen. I have that in my
Me
notes.
either.
I hope at least one of the twins stay alive because they gotta. like carry on Randy's legacy. Because
I
then they're
think
gonna
it's
have
gonna
to
be Chad.
introduce another character in 7 to replace
Right.
Randy because they
Unless one of these new characters from 6 survives.
yeah, true. And like they can hold the mantle. No, I
But
don't think
I didn't see enough of like I want more of Chad. I think he has more to give, and I think they really
maybe well,
put
to
Mindy.
that
She gave the whole
theory,
requel speech, and she's really
yeah,
present in these trailers. So I think that
yeah, yeah.
I think
Maybe to
she's a
your
goner.
theory, maybe Mindy's a goner and Chad lives for 7, and maybe they go full circle to the original in 7 because everyone thought Randy was the killer in the
Right.
original. So maybe Chad takes over that role and he becomes the killer
Oh
after
my
he
god!
watches
Imagine
his
we find
twin
out in
die.
7 that he is the one who killed her too. Oh my god, that would be horrific.
Oh,
That would
like
be
if
so
he was a
sad.
killer in 6? Yeah.
And like he's the one who actually killed Mindy, but
I'm
we don't
thinking
know
like
but
maybe
he's
it's
not
the
revealed,
reason.
and he's like the actual killer in
Yeah,
7.
yeah, yeah. Like he was it's kind of like a
And
Scream
like I
3, he was
said,
the
I
mastermind.
don't want a returning character to be the killer, but the only two I'd be okay with it would be Chad or Mindy. The only two.
What I'm saying is, I think it would make sense for Chad to be a killer in Scream 7 if he lives. They can go for
Okay.
full circle with it and have Randy's descendant be a killer because we originally thought maybe Randy was a killer. And then, I don't know. I'm trying to work it through it, but
Yeah,
that
I mean,
sounds
there's endless
cool.
possibilities. I love that we don't know. I
Oh,
love it
yeah.
so much.
This is just for fun. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just, I think it's. I also think Ghostface is gonna be. We didn't talk about it in the trailer. He uses a fucking shotgun in the bodega. That's
Oh, yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
I just think
Has he
he's
ever
gonna
used a
have.
gun with
I
the
mean,
mask
well, they
on?
all use a gun once they're revealed, but not with the mask
As
on. I don't think.
Ghostface? Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
no.
Okay.
But
Cool.
I think he's gonna be. That's another thing. I think the kills are gonna be extra vicious in this
Yes.
movie.
Well, he
Extra
said I'm
vicious.
something different. I feel like they
Yes.
always kind of say that, but this one he really like spells it out.
He doesn't give any shits. He goes into a store with like fucking. There's a bunch of people in there. He just fucking wrecks havoc right away. He's not
Yeah.
trying to hide.
Or
Um.
she.
Yeah, he or she.
That's Samara Weaving.
I that would be fucking awesome to
That
see
would
her
be
give like
cool.
a killer
Yeah.
monologue.
If she
but
doesn't die in the opening scene, she is Ghostface. It's one or the other.
I
It's
bet
gotta be. It's gotta be one or the other.
I can't wait for this
And
movie. Oh, I
like if
cannot wait.
they cut to black before she dies, like she's Ghostface. Like if we think she's dead, like you know what I mean? Like because there's no way they're not gonna show her death.
Yeah,
So
yeah, 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 yeah.
I'm gonna
Oh,
turn to you or
there's
whatever. I'm gonna be like, dude, it's going down. That would be the ultimate. That would be so fun.
yeah, there's so much to like theorize
So what do
about
you
this
think
movie. That's
about
the fun of it.
you kind of laughed it off, but what do you think about Mark Kincaid? You think
No, he's not in it. He won't be in the
you don't
movie
think
if
he's in
Sydney's
it?
not in it.
No.
Oh.
Uh
I think
that'd be
there's a
cool.
high
I think it'd
probability
be
they
really
can get
cool.
him back for 7,
Okay.
but I don't think he. I
I
don't
think it
think.
could be cool. It could be a reason why Sydney comes back. I don't know.
I think if he
The whole
dies,
detective thing, he was a detective. They're kind of go with that angle. I don't know. I could see him kind of making an
yeah.
appearance. Even if he's not Ghostface, I'm not talking about that. I'm saying in
Okay.
general. Maybe he comes back this movie.
I mean, if he's a surprise,
Maybe
yeah.
he
But I think
dies.
if he comes back in this movie,
Maybe he
he's dying, and that's
dies.
what brings her back. That's what I'm
Hmm.
saying. Yeah, that's the only. That's again, damn,
Okay.
that girl's going through so much trauma.
I know. Wow. It's funny because
um,
she needs to have that trauma to come back because she's always like, I'm not coming back.
right,
So,
all right.
especially,
5, she came
you know,
back, and I love how in 5 she said she wasn't gonna come back, even if anything
no,
happened to Dewey. But of course, she's gonna come back if something happens to Dewey.
of
It's
course.
Dewey, and she
And
wants to
she
protect her
literally said, I
kids.
came back as soon as I heard, like, no
Right.
hesitation. Yeah.
Oh, and that's why we love her. That's why we love her.
So, does Gale need to die in order for Sydney to come
No,
back?
no, that's such a lazy.
I
I
know.
really don't want that to happen. I really don't want
No,
that to
I
happen.
don't think, I think she's safe. She's got to be safe.
She's got it. She really has to be safe. That's my
Please.
number one want is
Please.
like Gale to live.
Yeah.
Oh,
The only thing I would
this.
hate more is if Gale was Ghostface. That would be even
Well, that
dumber.
wouldn't. No,
That
that
would
can never
never.
happen. No. No, 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 no. But I think maybe another like she's either gonna have a chase scene in her apartment, or I think like a cool like set piece would be like maybe a chase scene like at her TV studio, like after she's like doing her morning news or something. Like Ghostface
Yeah.
shows up and like chases her through the studio. But that's
Mhm.
another throwback to Scream 2 when she's chased through the
Well,
studio at the college campus.
I think she's going to be reporting on the killings
Yeah,
like
yeah,
when
of
the movie
course. She's
starts, not knowing that it's
Oh, okay.
Ghostface, and
Okay.
then Ghostface is going to reveal himself in the phone call, saying like, "Oh, you did some nice reporting, but you got these details wrong. I actually did it
Alright.
this way," or something like that. That's going to be. I think that's what's going to happen. So
What do you think
that'll
the
be fun.
opening scene's gonna be? Like, what do you think, like, the set piece is gonna be? Like, where do you
It
think it's gonna
looks
be?
like Samara in the alleyway. I mean,
Okay, so
right? Like,
you're, like, pretty convinced it's her too, right? The
no,
opening
not
scene?
100%, but it
Okay.
makes the most sense. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. I mean, I really can't see her being. It's
I
already
can't
such
wait
a
to see
stacked
her
cast.
I
I
can't wait
can't
to see her
see
get a
her
phone call
being.
from
I can't
Ghostface.
see her and Kirby both like having a huge role in this movie
No, yeah, one of them.
because she's such a. I don't know. It would be awesome.
It's gonna be awesome to see her interact with Ghostface if she gets a phone call. Well, she's gonna get a phone
Yeah,
call if she dies in
yeah,
the
yeah,
opening
yeah.
scene, but
I
that's gonna
know.
be
Well, I
badass.
don't know what kind of character she's gonna play either.
I know.
It's gonna be
She's not
interesting to see
I
who
mean,
she
go because
plays.
she's
She
such a
better be
good
a
final girl in
badass.
Ready or I don't doubt
I
it.
mean, they're not going to do her wrong just from Ready or
No,
Not. I mean, it's
no,
the
they love
same. It's
her. I
radio
mean, they worked
silent.
with her on
Yeah,
Ready or Not. Yeah, they love her.
exactly. Yeah, awesome. Anything else you
Wow,
want to
there's
cover?
so much. I mean, I'm probably missing so much, but I'm just really happy that we're getting a Scream movie so quick after Scream
Hmm.
5, and I hope that Scream 7 comes quick after 6. So I just cannot wait to check this movie out in a couple weeks. And everyone should let us know what you think is going to happen in Scream 6 and what you want to happen.
Give us your predictions. Definitely. This was a fun little quick episode.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love
Yeah.
doing stuff like this.
Obviously, we're not going to have a poll for this episode, or do you want to do a poll, like a some
Maybe
sort of
we can do
poll?
a poll either like who's more likely to die or who's more likely to be Ghostface. Like pick out of I don't know, do something like that. We can think about it.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, we'll look for that, guys. We'll determine that after we
Yeah, yeah,
record.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
look for our poll for that, and can't wait for this movie, man. Got to get my Dolby tickets. Has it been released yet? The
No, so
Dolby tickets?
tickets like in general are released, but I think they're waiting closer to do the Dolby because I think the week before Creed 3 comes out, so that'll probably do Dolby for the week, and then the next week will be Scream. So they might just
Yeah.
wait to release the tickets. They released the tickets pretty early for Scream 6.
Really?
Yeah, because I mean,
Oh,
tickets
well, I
for
mean, we're
Creed
a
3
few
aren't
weeks
even
out. I mean,
Creed 3 tickets aren't even on sale yet, and that comes out
oh,
like
really?
March 3rd. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know for like big blockbusters they release like tickets like
Yeah.
a month or two in advance, but like for horror movies, this is pretty crazy.
Well, I mean, horror is the dominating genre now.
Hell
So,
yeah, it is. Hell yeah.
I mean, in terms of volume, like the amount of success stories,
Yep.
it's, you know, you still have your big blockbusters like in other genres, but it's horror's horror's dominating. We're in our golden years for horror for sure.
Oh, I didn't bring up. I love the fucking scene in the trailer when Ghostface says he's something different, and Gale's like, "That's why I'm gonna shoot you in the fucking head." I was like, yes, when I watched the trailer when she said that. I'm like, fuck
Yeah,
him
she
up,
takes
Gale.
over.
Fuck him
She really
up.
takes over the Sydney role there.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
so
yeah. But
Sydney.
she always had that. She always had that
She
fucking
always had
sass
that,
in
but
her. I
now
love
she
it.
gets her moment. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
it's gonna be great.
yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
Oh, I
Post
cannot wait for this
Dewey,
movie.
she's gonna have like
Oh,
remorse
that's
for
another
Dewey.
thing. I think that unfortunately in her phone call, Ghost is gonna bring up Dewey, and it's gonna be heartbreaking again. He's gonna like taunt her
Yeah,
with Dewey's death. He's gonna
yeah,
do it. He's gonna
yeah,
do it.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Okay, I
oh.
can't wait. Again, let us know what you guys think. This was a fun episode. Few weeks out. Scream 6, guys.
And
Get
we'll
your
cover
tickets.
obviously. We'll review the movie. After everyone gets a chance to see it, we'll do a franchise ranking. We're gonna eventually cover the other sequels. We're gonna do a bunch. We're gonna rank our favorite killers. We're gonna do a bunch of favorite opening scenes, favorite finales. We'll do it all. We have a lot
Yeah.
to come for Scream.
Yeah, that'll be after the release. But for
Yep.
now, we don't have a movie yet that we've decided, so we'll announce that a little bit later on for
Oh
next
yeah, we
week.
didn't. We didn't do that yet.
We didn't,
Yep.
yeah, we didn't do that yet. We got to do
Whoops.
that. But look for that on our social media, or just wait for it to be released, and you can get surprised, a little surprise next week. But until then,
Cool.
this is the Never Split Up podcast. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Never Split Up Pod, and subscribe to our YouTube. This is going to be on YouTube. It's going to be available also on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts. And thanks so much for listening. I'm Nolan. That's Anthony. And we'll see you guys later.
See ya.